Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales, a place where you'll find stories and fanfictions written and read to you by a host, me, Tai Tiger. Today we're diving back into the Tiger Tales Marvel and DC fanfiction universe, where I've combined the universes of Marvel and DC and melded them into one large, ongoing, overgrown story universe, where there's multiple stories entangled into one, and you can find all the installments into this ongoing universe story in order of how they go, kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, on the channel in a huge playlist. But if you just want to listen to a specific storyline in this universe, they all have their own separate playlists too. Today we're diving back in with our Red Lantern. Jordan has been going around wreaking revenge on the people that have done her wrong, but Atrocitus needs her to not only do it on Earth, he also needs her to do it over the universe as well. Not only to grow the Red Lantern energy to bring it back to full strength, but to make sure that the Green Lanterns don't go sniffing around just Earth. So in this chapter, Jordan's going to have her first off-world mission, which is very exciting, and it was a blast to write this chapter. So that being said, let's dive in with Red Lantern, Crimson Rage, Chapter 6, First Off-World Mission. Jordan stood there, in front of Atrocitus, with her arms crossed.
So this is a common trade system planet?
Jordan asked. Yes. What part don't you understand? Atrocitus barked.
Hey, I am human here. I've never left Earth. Being here is weird enough.
Jordan barked back. Ha ha! You'll love Trader 4. It is small and loud, just like Earth. Atrocitus chuckled. Jordan took a deep breath and jumped on the spot. She then held her ring out, shook her head, and then took a deep breath, and opened a blood portal. If you need to escape, then do so. Come straight here. Remember, your target's name is Dar. He is known by the Black Trader as he sells off-license weapons, Atrocitus told her.
And we are killing him because?
Jordan asked, concerned. When the two universes collide, us Lanterns lost our power, and he stole Dexter, Atrocitus explained.
Killing someone because they stole a cat. Guess I've done worse.
Jordan muttered. Then she walked through the portal. Jordan entered Trader 4. It was a musky brown planet with a dull orange sky. It was warm and very humid. The air felt hot and sticky. She stood in the marketplace, the portal closing behind her. It was very crowded. There was a lot of different alien races walking amongst the marketplace. Jordan stood there in awe as she gazed at the alien life. They all gave her looks and dirty glances as they walked past her.
Not big on humans. Got it.
Jordan muttered. Jordan walked around and looked for a lanky blue alien with blue-like eyes and no visible nose. She walked past stalls selling some form of food. All of them smelled rather sweet, but then again, some of them looked rather vile. Other stores sold some form of fabrics and cloths. Some materials were just like the ones found on Earth. Others were strange and bizarre to Jordan's touch. Jordan ran her hand over what seemed like a rug of some kind, then pulled her hand away as her hand suddenly felt like it had gone to sleep. The rug shifted on its own as if it reacted to Jordan's touch. Jordan turned around the corner and walked down another row of stalls, and then she clocked Dar, the blue, lanky, bugged-eyed alien, her target. She walked up to him, all stern.
I hear you're the guy to talk to if I want to buy weapons.
Jordan asked him. Depends on the weapons, babe, Dar chirped.
Don't call me babe,
Jordan snapped. Alright, sweetheart, easy does it. No need to get offended. Dar panicked. Then he saw the Red Lantern ring placed on her finger. Ah, crap. You're working for Atrocitus, aren't you? Dar gulped.
Oh yeah, I am. Did I not mention?
Jordan grinned. Then she held up her fist, revealing her red ring, which started to glow. Dar stumbled back and dived into the hut that was placed behind his door. Jordan hopped over the store, some guns falling off their racks as she did. Then she dived into the hut after Dar. She entered the hut and saw Dar aiming some kind of energy blaster. He pulled the trigger and the blue energy blast flew at Jordan. She raised her fist and a red circle appeared and the energy blast hit her makeshift shield. Dar then dropped the cannon and pulled out 2 small hand pistols, his little leather coat dropping off him and the bug-like wings extended from his back, and they started flapping rapidly. He floated several inches off the ground and started shooting at Jordan. Jordan rolled to one side as she aimed her ring and blasted a red energy blast at Dar. He floated at one side and dodged the attack as he carried on shooting his guns at Jordan. She made several disc constructs that made them fly at Dar. They flew past him. He managed to dodge the first 2, but the third and fourth one cut right through his bug-like wings, and he dropped to the floor. Jordan then ran up to Dar and swung her foot. She made a big armoured-like construct of an armoured foot, which collided with Dar's face, knocking him across the floor. She then jumped up and landed on top of the bug-like alien. She punched him in the face several times. Then she made a singular spike extended from her ring. The construct then got rammed into Dar's forehead. The bug coughed, wriggled, and then went limp. She dropped the dead alien and noticed some dark navy blue blood had been sprayed on her top.
Damn it! You have a super suit? I like this top,
she muttered to herself. She then walked out of the hut, and then she looked up to see a crowd full of angry aliens, all carrying blades and pipes.
He is on lunch break, I'm afraid,
Jordan told the crowd jokingly. Look at her ring. She's a Red Lantern, one person said.
What if I am?
Jordan asked in a huff. We don't want your kind here, someone else yelled.
Guessing you guys aren't big fans, huh?
Jordan grunted. You lanterns are nothing but trouble, another said. Suddenly a can was thrown and Jordan leaned to one side as the can flew past her.
No need to start anything you can't finish,
Jordan barked. You aren't helping anyone, someone yelled out. Jordan stood there in shock. Her mind was flooded with a memory. She was 11. She had just started a new grade in school. She was walking home when she saw a bunch of boys bullying a girl. Jordan decided to jump in between the group and the girl, and she stood there with her arms out. The boys all stood there laughing at the little 11-year-old girl trying to play hero. The boys tried to tell her to move, but Jordan stood her ground, defending the girl behind her. The boys ended up beating Jordan to the floor, leaving her with a few bruises and a bloody nose. The girl was also beaten. Jordan had the strength to pick herself up and aid the girl to her feet. She then was pushed away. The girl barked at her, telling her that she made it worse, that all the boys wanted was for her to lift her top up for a few seconds and then they would have walked away, but Jordan getting involved made things worse. The girl walked away with the words, "You weren't helpful, you're not helping anyone," leaving her bruised lips. Jordan stood there, shaking. Her rage boiled over. She snapped back to reality and stood there in front of the crowd of aliens all threatening her, and then she held out her ring.
With blood and rage of crimson red, we fill men's souls with darkest dread, and twist your minds to pain and hate. We'll burn you all, that is your fate!
The Red Lantern stood there. The alien traders all now stood there in shock. One ran at her and swung his knife. The Red Lantern took a step back, then made a huge fist and punched her attacker. The alien went flying back and crashed into the crowd. Kill the lantern! One called out, and the crowd all swarmed in on the attack.
Come get it, you fuckers! The
Red Lantern barked. She dodged a few attacks and blocked a few metal pipes that got swung at her. She then held her fist up in the air and made a ball of energy that started spraying energy like needles everywhere, hitting several of the aliens. She then made an armor construct around one of her fists and punched her fist right through the chest of one of the aliens, orange blood erupting from them. As she removed her fist, she aimed her ring and shot a missile construct which went into an alien's mouth, and the huge mouth clamped down on the missile, which then exploded. Its mouth took over half its torso, so as it exploded, the entire body blew up, leaving blue and purple blood everywhere, with neon blue guts sprayed across the pathway. The Red Lantern then made 2 cutlasses like swords and started swinging them around, slicing and dicing up aliens, cutting limbs off, beheading people, and splitting them into 2. She then threw one of the swords and it stabbed into an alien's chest. Some of the aliens started ransacking some of the stalls, and Dar's alien weapon sets and started pulling out energy guns and blasters and big rifles. One alien threw a grenade. The Red Lantern wrapped a bubble around it and threw it back at the alien. It exploded on impact, leaving the alien warped and melted and now dead. Then she made 2 energy blasters of her own and started blasting aliens who were shooting at her. Blood leaking out of their dying bodies, the musty brown dusty ground was painted in a collage of bloodstains decorated by the aftermath of a one-sided battle. There were 2 guys left. One was a small alien who looked like a ball with arms and legs and a tail, and the other looked like a humanoid rhino with a mouth. The little ball alien ran away. Jordan bolted after it, scooted up and flew high up into the sky. She threw the little guy up into the air and backflipped, kicking the small ball-like creature with her foot in mid-flip, sending it flying across the sky, crashing somewhere off the radar, miles away from the trade market. She then landed on the ground in front of the runaway rhino-like creature. The alien stopped and pulled out a laser blade. The Red Lantern dived at the rhino thing and flew it back to the crime scene of the fight. She then crashed into the floor with the creature and landed on her knees on top of the creature. She then lifted her hands up and made a giant brick-like construct, swung it down and dropped it on the rhino's head. The rhino alien's head exploded under the impact, blood and brain exploding everywhere. Jordan then stood victorious, the entire street now covered in blood and corpses. The aliens who didn't get involved had retreated away. The Red Lantern took a deep breath and aimed her head up high. She then spat out a huge blast of blood plasma into the air, then stood there and watched as it rained down on the marketplace, melting the bodies and setting fire to the stalls. The Red Lantern aimed her ring and the blood portal opened, and she walked through it and entered Atrocitus' cave. The portal closed and her lantern suit disappeared. "You got out of hand, didn't you?" Atrocitus asked.
Hey, those little fuckers started on me. I was just defending myself,
Jordan stated. "Your rage fuels the power battery. You keep it up, and I can start the blood rituals and start making more rings," Atrocitus stated, lifting his hand, showing off the dull red ring on his finger.
How long till you can fight again?
Jordan asked him. "Soon, Earthworm. Soon. But I am not rushing my return. I'll make more lanterns first," Atrocitus told her. Jordan rolled her eyes at the thought of working with others, but she knew she could continue her quest for revenge as long as she had the ring, so she had to work with others, so be it. Jordan then opened a blood portal back to her apartment. "Keep going on Earth, and I shall figure out your next target. Well done, Earthworm. Daha was a traitor and a fool who got what he deserved." Atrocitus grinned.
Whatever, dude. See you soon, I guess.
Jordan muttered, and then she walked through the portal and walked into her apartment. She crashed on her bed and fell asleep. She then woke up the next day and realised it was Friday, which meant that it was therapy in a few hours. She had a shower and got dressed, ready for her therapy session. Jordan walked out of the building and walked down the street. She then turned around the corner. She waited by the traffic lights like she normally would. Then she looked up and saw the red light telling her not to cross. Then someone stood next to her. She glanced at him, then looked away, then looked back in shock.
Bloody hell, Jack, is that you?
Jordan blurted as she gazed at Jack, her old friend from her first few years of school. He would protect her from the argumentative parents by playing with her in his treehouse. They lived opposite sides of the same street. His father was in the military, and his mother was a nurse, and they both loved having Jordan over because that meant Jack had someone to hang out with. They were both the same age, with only a couple months between them, so Jack was always around from the ages of 6 to 8, but then he left, and that's when everything went wrong for Jordan.
"Hey, Jordan, how's the last 14 years been?"
Jack grinned. Jordan stood there on the sidewalk with a small grin on her face. Jack, still looking as friendly as he did. He still had the birthmark under his left cheek. Jordan pulled out her phone and messaged a therapist cancelling her appointment.
Do you want to get a drink?
Jordan asked her old friend. They both walked down the street and started catching up on the last 14 years. And there you have it, guys. Another Red Lantern story chapter. I really hope you enjoyed this one. This one was a bit out of my element as I had to write something that wasn't on Earth. Don't worry though. Jordan's next act for revenge comes up in the next chapter. And Jack is gonna play a big role now. So keep an eye on him. The voice actor for Jack is new to the Tiger Tail server, so big warm welcome to him. And of course, Jordan is playing Jordan, which is still weird to say. So thank you both for joining me on this chapter. With that being said, make sure you go check out Willie, aka Cosplay Dude 637. He's got 3 audiobook podcasts, which you should go check out all 3 of them. If you're a big fan of Sailor Moon, then go check out Sailor Moon E, which I'm a voice actor in. Then you should go check out Storytime with Cosplay Dude 637, where he does multiple different stories, fanfictions, and his own originals. Then there's Parent Universe 19, which he runs through Power Ranger storylines and Kamen Rider storylines, and they're awesome as well. Make sure you go check out Mark the Red Cornish Ranger with his Nerds Through Comics storyline podcast, with multiple different adaptations of comic books that he's turning into audio dramas and his own original Power Ranger story. Then of course we're in association with Nerds Through Comics, which is the Balkan Scholar podcasting Billy and Jim. They're amazing podcasts, they're absolutely fun, and I've been a guest there, and I'd love to be a guest again, so make sure you go check it out. Then of course there's our brother channel, Tiger Tales The Lost Stories, which is a brand new channel that I've made, which is first person stories only, with more original stuff. There is some fan fiction stuff going to be there, but it's a lot more original content, and they're all in first person, so make sure you go check them out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you guys really soon.